Hey guys, I'm Miss Best, and we are going to be talking to you about the registration process. So you know, next year I will be working with our 6th and 7th grade students.
And I'm Miss Sanford, and I will be the 5th grade counselor and the 8th grade counselor next year.
So we're doing registration a little bit differently this year, and are providing these videos so you and your parents will have an opportunity to hear from us and understand the registration process. For our rising 6th grade students, you will be receiving your registration form, and your schedule next year is going to look very similar to your 5th grade schedule. You will still have your 5 core classes: reading, language arts, math, science, and social studies. You will still have PE that meets every other day, and it will be opposite your 4 9-week rotating special area classes. And then you will have an opportunity to sign up for one elective class just like you did this past year. Your options will be band, chorus, orchestra, art, or study hall, the same as this past year. You don't have to stay in the same class that you took this year. You will have an opportunity to choose differently, but some of those courses do require prior experience, like orchestra. If you've not been in orchestra previously, you can't sign up for it as a 6th grader. For our rising 7th and 8th grade students, you actually will have just 4 core classes. So instead of having that separate reading class, you will just have language arts, science, social studies, and math. And then you actually will have the opportunity to sign up for 2 elective courses. You still have your PE that meets every other day. You'll still have a rotating special area course that meets opposite PE. And but you have an extra spot in your schedule where you get to choose a second elective. If you are a 6th grader going into 7th grade, this is where your schedule will look a little more differently. You have the most change because there are just more options as you're going into 7th grade. I'm going to hold up the form just so you can kind of see. It should look similar to the one you have in front of you. And when you're choosing your elective courses, you are going to choose a class from Group A and also a class from Group B. Those are offered at 2 different times in the day, so you have to make sure you are choosing one from Group A and one from Group B. You will circle the class that you choose. And you have more offerings in 7th grade than you did in 5th and 6th. So this will be your first opportunity to sign up for a language if you're interested in taking either Spanish or French. That is a 2-year program, and you would have to sign up for it as a 7th grader and continue the program into 8th grade. If you do well in that class, if you make an A or a B and pass the end of the course exam, then you have an opportunity to earn a high school credit. So that's a good option. You cannot take both Spanish and French, so don't sign up for Spanish on one side and French on the other. Once you choose your elective in Group A and Group B, you will also want to list an alternate. So you write in an alternate class that you would be willing to take if your first choice is full or unavailable. And I think that's it. I'm going to turn it over to Miss Sanford, and she's going to give you some more info.
And just to note about these electives, you are going to, on this video, hear from lots of our on-course staff. So they're going to tell you a little bit more about their programs, about their classes, and what the requirements may be for that. One other thing to note for 7th and 8th graders, you will notice that you have the option of signing up for guided study on your registration form, and that is a part of the Group B elective, so that's that period. So if you are interested in a guided study hall class where you can work on homework or read a book, then you can sign up for that. I also wanted to mention that we will be offering a core focus class during that same Group B time, and you may be recommended for that. So if you need a little bit of extra support in reading, language arts, or math, then you may be signed up for a core focus. So you'll notice that on your schedule once you get those. I want to talk a little bit about RAM time. So RAM time is our 3rd period for all students. Everybody is either enrolled in an intervention class or an enrichment class. And so if you've been in enrichment or intervention this year, you'll probably be in the same thing next year. But we look at the STAR assessments and just your classroom performance. If you are scoring in the 40th percentile or below on your STAR assessment, then more than likely you will be placed in an intervention class. We have 3 levels of intervention during that 3rd period time. We've got core focus, which is working on grade level standards in reading or math. And then we have tier 2 and tier 3 intervention, which are working on some more basic skills in those areas. areas. So we look at those often. Ramtime classes are fluid. Teachers are meeting, we're reviewing data, and we're talking about students and how they're doing in the classroom. So you may move back and forth between levels of intervention or may move to enrichment at some point during the year. So just remember that those classes can change at any time depending on how you're doing. Students will receive your forms in Ramtime on Monday, March 26th after we return from spring break. So you will be watching this video and reviewing your forms, and you'll have that week to complete your forms. So those are due back to homeroom teachers on Thursday, March 29th. We don't have school on the 30th, so we're going to ask that you get those forms into your homeroom teacher by that Thursday. Remember that priority placement in electives goes to students who turn in their forms on time. So if you don't turn in your form on time, you may not get some of your first choice electives, as those may fill up fast. And if you don't turn in a form at all, we will choose for you. So please remember to turn in your form on time, because that will ensure that you get the classes that you want. If you have questions, feel free to ask us. Parents, if you have additional questions, please feel free to email us, and we will be happy to help you with this process.
Hello, my name is Meg Evans. I'm the school nurse here at Robertsville Middle School, and I wanted to talk to you about immunizations. Your child has a requirement to enter 7th grade of having a Tdap booster and having that on a new immunization certificate, an official Tennessee immunization certificate. So that immunization, they may get that at any time after their 11-year checkup. So it may be that that a 5th or 6th grader would have already gotten the immunization, and as soon as you have that, you can bring that certificate to the school, and then you're all set. I always encourage parents to make a copy to keep for themselves so that they have that record in case their child needs a record for Scouts or some other sport outside of school. But for 7th grade, that certificate with the Tdap booster recorded needs to be at Robertsville and in their file on or before the first day of 7th grade. So for this coming year, that would be Monday, July 30th. The requirement is due before or on that date. And I want to remind you also that most offices, if you think your child has had that immunization, you call their office and they say yes, they've had it. They may want 48 hours to process and print that and then have you come pick it up, and most offices will not fax those to me, so they do want you to pick it up and bring it to the school. If you have any questions, you can certainly contact me here at Robertsville, and I look forward to helping you get through this and having your child up to date. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mr. Seifert. I'm the art teacher at Robertsville Middle School. The 6th grade art elective is designed to build upon the skills that were first introduced in the 5th grade elective and to further those and build the program forward. We do this through a variety of media explorations and continuing to develop our art language and the ability to talk about and express ourselves through our artwork.
Hi, I'm Katie Liao. I'm the orchestra teacher here at Robertsville Middle School. 5th grade orchestra is open to any student who wants to learn violin, viola, cello, or bass. Students will learn how to read notes, and they'll learn how to hold and play their instrument correctly. No previous experience is required, but if you took strings in your elementary school program, you are encouraged to join us. Students will play in 3 concerts, and they'll get a chance to participate in a fun competition trip to Dollywood and Pigeon Forge at the end of the school year. Sixth grade students continue with skill building by adding extensions and shifting and other techniques. Students play in 4 concerts a year, and they will also get a chance to go on the Dollywood field trip at the end of the school year. 7th and 8th grade students will continue developing skills by adding tuning and vibrato, faster note reading, and other techniques. They will play in 4 concerts a school year, and 7th and 8th grade students will get a chance to go to Six Flags or Kings Island to compete. Orchestra is a family at Robertsville, and I really hope that you join us.
My name is Miss Elizabeth Reams, and I am the Director of Bands here at Robertsville Middle School. I wanted to take a moment and just give a brief course description of each class. So we start band here in 5th grade, and with our 5th grade students, we introduce them to 2 or 3 instrument families. We introduce to woodwinds, brass, as well as percussion. Now in our woodwind family, we give them the choice of playing 2 instruments, the flute or the clarinet. In our brass family, we offer the trumpet and trombone. In our percussion family, we have students begin on keyboard instruments such as the xylophone or marimba or bell kit, so they become acquainted as the class learns to read music on the staff. Now, when we introduce these instrument families to students, we show them how to correctly assemble and care for the instrument, how to play with correct posture, as well as instrument carriage. We also show them the correct pitches and rhythms and increased rhythmic capabilities. We also try to develop good practice and performing habits, so for when it comes concert time, they are ready to go, they feel comfortable. In this classroom, we'll also start to implement critical thinking by listening and analyzing the performance of themselves as well as others, and just audio recordings. Now for our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band, we'll continue to build on the foundations of 5th grade and expand their musical vocabulary as well as introduce them to sight reading. And sight reading is when you place a piece of music or repertoire in front of a student and they have a second to look over it and they play it on sight. And so we'll start to develop our sight reading skills as well as increase our rhythmic capabilities. And we'll also do some listening and analyzing and evaluating of other performances in this classroom. So if you have any questions about the course objectives of each class, feel free to email me at eareams@ortn.edu.
Hello parents and hello students. My name is Jody Helms. I teach chorus at Robertsville. Chorus is choir, and we do singing. That's music, like this. I have a 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade choir at Robertsville. When you're in 5th grade, you can choose to be in choir, and it's an elective that meets every single day. So if you love to sing, choir might be a great place for you. We will be singing every single day. So in 5th and 6th grade, what we do in choir is we learn some things about taking good care of your voice, making a good vocal sound, and we start learning how to sing in parts. And that knowledge will just continue through this program to the point where when you're in 7th and 8th grade, you will go on a festival competition trip and compete with other choirs nationally. So, if you want to be in that 7th and 8th grade competition choir one day, I will need you to have at least 1 year of experience in my choir before you reach that 7th grade year. That can be in 5th grade, that can be in 6th grade. And if you didn't make it in on one of those grade levels, I will schedule an audition with you if you are just absolutely determined to do something like that. So, if you love to sing, choir might be the place for you. Thank you all.
Hi, my name is Ms. Fox, and I'm the 5th and 6th grade study hall teacher here at Robertsville. Study hall is offered to 5th and 6th graders who need extra time to complete their homework, study for tests or exams, or any other academic requirements for their core classes. This class is ideal for students who do not have internet available to them at home. During this class, students will be responsible for keeping themselves busy doing their work, reading, or studying for their courses.